All right. Hello, everyone. This is Brett Matsura. Welcome to Real Estate Objection Handling. And in today's training, I'm going to walk you through and I'm going to break down probably one of the most common objections on planet Earth, which is we have a friend in the business. Guys, who doesn't have a friend in the business? I mean, that's all I have. All my friends are in the business. Now, granted, given my background in real estate, those are going to be my friends. Although now that I have young children, and as they get older, their friends' parents become our friends. So, it's starting to expand, but everybody seems to have a friend in the business. And if they don't have a direct friend in the business, they have a friend who knows a friend who walks the dog of a friend that knows a friend, right? So let's break that down. Now, before we get too deep into things, like I always say, is that if you just watch this training, you're going to increase your skill level, but nobody gets good at anything without practice, and natural ability is only going to take you so far. So make sure if you don't have a role play partner, or if you don't have a reliable role-playing partner or system, then go over to realestateroleplaying.com. It's a role-playing group that I founded in 2018. It spans all across North America. It has members in every time zone, and it has very defined times to role play. And we handle the scheduling. We actually pair you up with a partner every single day of the week. So if you don't have a role playing partner and you want to get better at and you want to increase your skill set, well, you got to practice, and that's a good place to go. The second thing is, if you have a question, I'm going to go ahead and open up the chat. Now, this only works if you guys are live, if you guys are catching this live. But if you're on the replay, be sure to make comments in the comment section. And if you're here live, if you make a comment, I might be able to actually review those and answer any of your questions while we're live on here. Without further ado, last thing. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel if you like this content and you want to be notified of any new training. And it helps the algorithm too. It helps me get these videos, these trainings out to people. I think one of the things that a real estate agent can do to increase their business, one of the things that a real estate agent salesperson can do to increase their business is to increase their skill level. Leads are extremely important, probably the most important thing. But if you don't have the skills to convert those leads, then leads aren't as important. Right now, you're just kind of wasting money. So without further ado, let's kind of move forward. I'm going to go ahead and move into my next screen. So how to rebuttal. We have a friend in the business. Now, switch. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, again, you have to understand is that communication is not just words. It's how you say those words. It's implementing strategic pauses. It's adjusting your tonality. It's adjusting the tempo in which you talk. There's a lot of things that go into conversational selling. But when it breaks down to it, it's not just having something magical to say and zing somebody. It's like they come up with an objection. You're kind of hopping around. You're waiting for that objection. You're waiting. And then all of a sudden they give you the objection, and you have this predetermined canned way of saying it. And then, that's like 100% of your ammunition. It doesn't work that way, guys. You need to have the structure. So I coach on the ultimate rebuttal formula, and it's a structure. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to acknowledge what they say. You're going to show them that you're listening to them. Now, this could be in the form of a question, just reiterating what it is that they just said in the form of a question, but you're going to acknowledge it. And then you're going to make them right. Don't ever try to make somebody wrong. Once you make somebody wrong in a sales position, you've lost. Has there ever been a time where you're talking to someone, like maybe they're trying to sell you something, maybe a car or some shoes or something, and you're talking to them and they made you wrong? And you're like, God, what a jerk. you're not going to do business with them. People do business with who they know, like, and trust. And people typically know, like, and trust people until you get a certain degree that agrees with them, approves with them. And we're going to walk through that on this objection. You're going to do a softener. A softener is extremely important. Now, these are known by different names through different coaches in training. I call them softeners because it lessens the blow of the question that you're going to ask. Because the person who asks the questions is always going to control the conversation. So let's move into it. So again, the question is, we have a friend in the business. You're going at them, you're asking them for an appointment. And they're like, you know what, Brett, thank you for calling. I'm not interested because I have a friend in the business. Now, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to acknowledge. And the way I would do this, and I do this a lot, is you take what they just said to you and you reframe it in a question. And that has everything to do with your tonality. You have an upswing at the end, right? Oh, so you have a friend in the business? Okay, I'm leaning forward. Now, even if you're on the phone, your body language plays a very important role. Now, every video that you'll see me in, I'm standing up. That's how my environment has worked. My stand-up desk is electric and it goes up and down, but the switch is broken. It's been broken forever. But I never sit down. I stand up. Motion creates emotion. So, you have a friend in the business? So you've got to make sure that the way that you're responding to these rebuttals, whether you're on the phone or otherwise, is, you're getting your body into it. And then they're going to respond back with a little bit more. Now, they might just say, well, yeah, most people don't just give you a closed-ended answer. Oh, so you have a friend in the business? Yes. Okay, you're going to come up with those people. If you've been telephone prospecting, if you've been in sales for a while, you come up to those people that are completely shut down, and you're not going to be able to get anywhere with those guys unless you can open them up, which typically, if they're dead set on not opening up, they're not going to open up. So move on. Right? As they say, there's more fish in the sea. So, you have a friend in the business. Yeah. I have a friend that I know. He's in real estate. We're probably going to list the home with him or with her. Now, so again, that's the objection. They give you a little bit more things to work with. Now, guys, the way that I'm going to break this down, I could do this training tomorrow and the next day and the next day. And the way that I'm going to break it down is going to be different. The structure is going to be the same. Okay. I'm not that guy that's going to teach you and talk to you about doing things verbatim. See, I came up in the martial arts. And the way that this training program that I've developed, the training program, both the real estate role-playing group and the way that I work with people is a lot like the way that they teach martial arts. After all, sales is a contact sport. So there's a lot of similarities when it comes to sales and in the martial arts. And in the martial arts, you teach a technique, not so they can just go out and know this one, death palm technique that the crane technique that Daniel-san done that's supposed to take off any attacker. There is no one technique. And if you do it 100% the same way, each each situation, each conversation is not going to be the same way. Like, this is more in tune with like going down river, tubing down some rapids on a river, right? You have the same river, goes from point A to point B, but the way that you go down at each different time is going to be different. So you need to have the structure. It's not going to be the same way. So, you have a friend in the business. And so you're going to, you do that in the frame of a question. They give you a little bit more. And then your response is you're going to approve, right? Look, I totally understand that you have a friend in the business. In fact, I find that most homeowners know someone in the business. Now, look what I did there. Look what I did there. And if you're following a lot of my videos, if you jump on my training, I do this in most of the trainings. I totally understand that you have a friend in the business. I agreed with them. And then, in fact, I find that most homeowners, I'm grouping them in. Now, they're a homeowner. They're looking to sell their home. I'm grouping them in to most homeowners know someone in the business. See, they told me that they had a friend in the business. I level shifted slightly into, look, most people know somebody in the business. So, so I've embedded a little bit of a command to kind of take it from a friend level into a somebody level. And then I'm going to put in a softener. Look, if you don't mind me asking, that's the softener. Hey, while I got you on the phone, that's a softener. Hey, if you don't mind me asking while I have you on the phone, hey, because you live in my market area, hey, because you're looking to sell your home, insert your because, insert the reason why you're going to ask. And it doesn't necessarily really matter unless it's like completely off the wall. Hey, because you're wearing a pink shirt, don't do that. But hey, if you don't mind me asking is a really good go-to one. You can't use that back to back. You've got to have a variety, a library of these different ones. The ones that I use typically are, hey, if you don't mind me asking, hey, while I have you on the phone, hey, if you feel that point coming up, you have that point in the phone call where you can feel that they're trying to push you off the phone. And so what I say is, like, before I let you go, let me ask you just this one last question. Or if before I let you go, do you mind if I respond to what you just said? 99% of the times they'll say it's okay. And then you got their permission to give you more time. So if you don't mind me asking, going back to this, if you don't mind me asking, what is it about your friend that you won't even consider taking a look at what somebody else may be able to do? It's a fair question. What is it about the friend? Now, don't get mad if you lose because somebody has a friend or somebody has a go-to person, because as you know, every real estate trainer, coach, myself included, works with their agents on developing a sphere of influence. People who know, like, and trust them, that when they're in the market to transact, buy or sell a home, that they're their go-to person. That's the main focus. So if somebody did that and they're playing at a very high level, look, you got to give props. You got to give props to it. You're not going to win everything. But most people don't. If you look at the National Association of Realtors profile of buyers and sellers, I can't remember the exact numbers, but the majority of people who buy and sell a property agree that they would actually work with their same agent. But like a ridiculously low number, like I think maybe 12 to 15% actually use their same agent when they actually are in the market to rebuy or resell. So people aren't staying in front of their people. So this is where you get that opportunity. So you're asking them, what is it so special about your friend in the business that you won't even consider taking a look at it? Another one that you could do here is, look, I totally get that that you have a friend in the business, but in most cases, when I talk to a homeowner, they have three specific goals. Number one is that they want to sell their home for top dollar. They want to sell it in the quickest amount of time. They want to do it with the least amount of hassle. Is that true for you as well? Well, yeah. Now you can say, okay, so if you don't mind me asking, what is it so special about your friend that you won't even consider what it is that I do? Me and my company have literally sold thousands of homes in this specific area across 23 years. So would it make sense to you, if that's your primary objective, to at least get a secondary opinion and determine if they're the right ones to get your home sold fast for the most money in the quickest amount of time with the least amount of hassle? Would that make sense to you? Look, they might say yes, they might say no. Doesn't really matter. So let's do this from the top, just kind of how I wrote it. So we have a friend in the business. Look, I totally get it. You have a friend in the business? You have a friend you have a friend in the business? Oh, you have a friend in the business? Yeah, we have a friend in the business. Been in the business a long time. We're probably going to use him. I totally understand that you have a friend in the business. In fact, I find that most homeowners know somebody in the business. Now, if you don't mind me asking what is it about your friend that you won't even consider taking a look at what somebody else may be able to do? Well, he's just been a friend in a long time, and I just thought I would use him. We trust him and such. Look, I totally get it. Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, if I may, most homeowners that I speak to, and I've worked with a lot of homeowners, me and my company have literally sold thousands of homes in this market area. And the common traits between all homeowners is that they want to sell their home for top dollar in the quickest amount of time with the least amount of hassle. Is that true for you as well? Well, yeah, It is. Okay, so if I had a way that I could show you that my action plan that could accomplish all three of those better than what your friend in the business could do, would you at least be open to meeting with me to share with you what I can do? Would you at least be open to considering it? Look, so off script, I'm not looking for them to make a decision on the phone. I'm just looking to maneuver this so I can get a chance at bat. There's a lot of things that could go wrong here. They may not want to sell their home at a price that will cause it to sell. Now, even though most markets, at the time I'm doing this video, most markets are in a very, very deep seller's market. Homes are selling like they're the new iPhone. Overpriced homes don't sell. Overpriced homes don't even attract the necessary buyers to get that bidding up. You've got to start at a price. You got to start at fair market value. So if they're not going to do that, then, you might not take their listing. They may not have a why that would compel you to take their listing. So there's a lot of different things here, but you just want to make sure that you can maneuver this so you can get a chance at bat and then possibly win their business over their friend. Now, if they're a best friend, look, guys, I can tell you right now, I have some really, really good friends in real estate. So if somebody has a really, really, really good friend in real estate, like maybe a family member, like use this for practice. Typically, I've found that if it's a friend, family, close friend, family member that's in the business, they're either accepted the fact that they're not going to use them because the relationship is too close and they don't want them to know their business. I'm in that category. Or they've already decided that they're going to use them because of the relationship. And there is nothing you can say or do that's going to get them to change their mind. So a lot of the questions that you're going to have, a lot of the things that you're going to have to maneuver is to find out if, in fact, how tight that relationship is. And you do that through the line of questioning, and you can do that through the ultimate rebuttal formula. Every objection you get, you typically have to start at a surface level objection, rebuttal it to get to the deeper objection, rebuttal that, and then get to the deeper objection. That's how you do it. And it's very conversational, right? You can't go from, I learned this new karate technique and now you can go jump into an MMA fight. Doesn't work that way. You've got to understand the way that you communicate. You've got to make sure that the way that you're actually communicating, the way that you're rebuttaling is in a conversational format, because that's the only way that you're going to get through. So guys, that is it for today's training. I do appreciate you guys who's attended live and who are catching this on the replay. Again, if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and please press the like button so the algorithm will reach out to new people. And I will see you in the next training. Until then, go out there, have some contacts, make some appointments, close some deals, and earn some commissions. Take care, guys. Bye.